Okay, hello friends. Real quick, we're going to go over just a few things and then I'm going to cover that up so you don't have to see me anymore. Don't forget, you can use this if we have been working on making a multiplication chart, or if I did not give you one, make one on here. Right before you get started, make yourself one. Some of us still need to work on that. So if we haven't worked on that, you can try on your own. If you can't make it, don't worry about it. Remember, this is your cheat sheet. This has a lot of information on it, so if there's something that you get to that you don't know how to do, look on here. Take your time. I might get interrupted while I'm reading, so we'll just have to kind of deal with that. Take your time, pause between questions. If you don't understand one, come back to it. Remember, you can rewind. You can listen to a question again if you need to. There are some things where I'm not going to read the numbers. And that has to do with because then I would give away answers. So good luck. Number 1. Amber saved a total of $3.20 over 5 weeks. She saved the same amount of money each week. How much money did Amber save each week? Pause. Number 2. A scientist compared these two measurements. Which symbol makes this comparison true? Pause. Number 3. Emily has a box shaped like a rectangular prism that is full of sugar cubes. Each sugar cube has a volume of 1 cubic centimeter. The top layer has a width of 6 centimeters and a length of 11 centimeters. There are 3 layers of sugar cubes. How many sugar cubes are in the box? So I'll go ahead and tell you, this does not take drawing. This has a math solution, so look on your little cheat sheet, see if you can figure it out. Pause. Number 4. The shaded part of the model represents a fraction. Another fraction was subtracted from the first fraction. Which expression does the model represent? Pause. Number 5. The relationship between numbers in list X and list Y follows the rule y equals x plus 2.05. That other point is just the end of the sentence, so don't think it's a second point. The rule again is y equals x plus 2.05. Which diagram shows this relationship? We've talked about relationships. You should be able to do this. Pause. Number 6. A rectangular billboard is 9.35 meters wide and 6.82 meters tall. What is the perimeter of the billboard in meters? This is a gridable, so you need to fill that in on your Scantron when you're finished. Pause. Number 7. The stem and leaf plot shows the numbers of minutes the members of a team jumped rope during practice. What is the difference between the least number of minutes jumped and the greatest number of minutes jumped? Pause. Number 8. The math team does practice drills that each last 1/6 hour. In February, the team did practice drills for a total of 24 hours. How many practice drills did the math team do in February? Pause. Number 9. What are the coordinates of the point where the x-axis and the y-axis intersect on a coordinate plane? What are the coordinates of the point where the x-axis and the y-axis intersect on a coordinate plane? Pause. Number 10. The table shows the heights and masses of a male gorilla and a female gorilla at a zoo. Based on the table, which statement is true? So I'm going to give you a minute to look at the table. And let's read these, and I'm going to read them slowly and give you some time in between. The combined mass of the male gorilla and the female gorilla is 253.782 kilograms. The combined mass of the male gorilla and the female gorilla is 253.782 kilograms. G. The mass of the male gorilla is 63.507 kilograms greater than the mass of the female gorilla. The mass of the male gorilla is 63.507 kilograms greater than the mass of the female gorilla. H. The female gorilla is 1.28 meters shorter than the male gorilla. The female gorilla is 1.28 meters shorter than the male gorilla. J. The combined height of the male gorilla and the female gorilla is 2.028 meters. The combined height of the male gorilla and the female gorilla is 2.028 meters. So this is one where you're going to have to go back and do some math and figure out which one of these is correct. Only one of them is true. So if you need to rewind and listen to the choices again, you can. Take your time on this one. Pause. Number 11. Thomas planted a seed and measured the height of the stem each week for 4 weeks. The stem grew 1 inch in the first week.
Thank you.
The stem grew 2 inches each week after the first week. Which graph represents the growth of this plant? So 1 inch in the first week, 2 inches each week after the first week. Which one of those graphs represents that? We might get interrupted by Rita. I think she has something to say. So if we do, we'll just pause and we'll keep going. Number 12. Aspen added 14 to the product of 224 and 16. What is this sum? Aspen added 14 to the product of 224 and 16. What is this sum? Pause. Number 13. Brenda said that the number 2 is prime because it only has 2 factors. Carla said that the number 2 is composite because it is even. And all even numbers are composite. Who is correct? A. Brenda is correct. B. Carla is correct. C. Both of them are correct.
Thank you.
D. Neither of them is correct. Pause. Number 14. Theo earned $500 selling food at a carnival. He earned $260 selling nachos, and the rest selling hot dogs for $2 each. Theo used this equation to find H, the number of hot dogs he sold at the carnival. So there's your equation. How many hot dogs did Theo sell at the carnival? Pause. Number 15. In the diagram shown, each circle represents a group of polygons. If a polygon belongs in a circle, it belongs in any larger circle. Which kind of polygon belongs in the shaded circle? A. Trapezoids, B. Squares, C. Pentagons, D. Rhombuses. Pause. Number 16. Margaret opened a new case of light bulbs. The case contained 3 boxes of light bulbs with 8 light bulbs in each box. Margaret threw 2 of these light bulbs in the trash because they were damaged. Then she took 7 of the light bulbs out of the case. Which expression can be used to show that there are 15 light bulbs still in the case? Pause. Number 17. Mia's dog weighs 32.6 pounds. Letty's dog weighs 3.8 times as much as Mia's dog. What does Letty's dog weigh in pounds? Pause. Number 18. Mr. Avalos has 375 liters of paint. What is this number rounded to the nearest hundredth? Pause. Number 19. The length of a piece of yarn is 19.2 units. Jessie cut the piece of yarn into 4 smaller pieces that were the same length. Which expression represents the length of each smaller piece of yarn? Pause. Number 20. A definition of a financial term is shown in the box. A tax that includes Social Security and Medicare taxes and is paid by an employer. Which term best fits that definition? Is it F, payroll tax, G, property tax, H, sales tax, J, gasoline tax? Pause. Number 21. A park bench is located 16 3/4 feet due north of an elm tree. A fountain is located 9 1/2 feet due south of the same elm tree. What is the distance in feet between the park bench and the fountain? Pause. Number 22. In a school auditorium, there are 33 seats in each row of seats. How many rows are needed for 528 students to have a seat? Record your answer on the bubbles. So this is a griddable. Pause. Number 23. Nathan built the hanging mobile shown in the picture to show some relationships among shapes. Which shape goes in the empty box in order to complete Nathan's mobile? Is it A, trapezoid, B, quadrilateral, C, rhombus, D, triangle? In your mobile, the top word is parallelogram, and then you have 3 squares below that, or rectangles. In the rectangles, the first one is blank, the next one says square, and the next one says rectangle. So figure out which one is missing. Number 24. Which table represents the equation y equals 3x? Pause. Number 25. Which list shows the numbers not in order from least to greatest? Which list shows the numbers not in order from least to greatest? Pause. Number 26. Mr. Gonzalez is putting in a fence around the perimeter of a playground. The perimeter of the playground is 144 feet. Each section of the fence is 4 feet long and costs $12. Which equation can Mr. Gonzalez use to find B, the cost of the sections of fence he needs for the playground? Pause. Number 27. Gabriel bought a dog crate shaped like a rectangular prism with the dimensions shown in the model. What is the area in square inches of the shaded floor of the crate? Pause. Number 28. The graph shows the number of students at 5 schools who ride the bus to school, sorry. Based on the graph, how many students ride the bus to the Woodlands, Hillcrest, and Lakeview schools? Based on the graph, how many students ride the bus to the Woodlands, Hillcrest, and Lakeview schools? Pause. Number 29. Miss Olson has 1/8 acre of land divided into 6 equal parts. What is the size of each part? Pause. Number 30. The table shows the heights of 10 seedlings. Which dot plot represents these data? So you're matching the dot plot to the data in the table. Pause. Number 31. The list shows the length of a day on 2 different planets. Neptune is 16.11 hours. Venus is 5,832.4 hours. Which statement is best supported by this information? A day on Venus is about 40 times as long as a day on Neptune. A day on Venus is about 40 times as long as a day on Neptune. B, a day on Venus is about 400 times as long as a day on Neptune. A day on Venus is about 400 times as long as a day on Neptune. C, a day on Venus is about 50 times as long as a day on Neptune. C, a day on Venus is about 50 times as long as a day on Neptune. And D, a day on Venus is about 500 times as long as a day on Neptune. So, well, we'll talk about how to work this one later. I don't want to help y'all out too much, but anyways, take your time, re-listen to those. Obviously, you have to do some math and check it. Pause. Number 32, an expression is shown. What value is equivalent to the expression? Pause. Number 33, Miss Sykes paid a total of $95.40 for a 12-month magazine subscription. She paid the same amount each month. What did Mrs. Sykes pay each month? Mrs. Sykes paid a total of $95.40 for a 12-month magazine subscription. She paid the same amount each month. What amount did Miss Sykes pay each month? Sorry, I got all the clamps. Pause. Number 34. 3 points are plotted on the coordinate grid. Which table represents the data plotted on the graph? Pause. Number 35. Mr. Roosevelt has 48 nails that weigh each way 1.35 ounces. What is the weight of these nails in ounces? Mr. Roosevelt has 48 nails that each weigh 1.35 ounces. What is the weight of these nails in ounces? Pause. Number 36. The shaded cube has a volume of 1 cubic unit. Cubes like this one will be used to completely fill a rectangular prism that has the dimensions shown. How many of these shaded cubes will be needed to completely fill the rectangular prism? Good luck if you need to hear anything again. Go back and hear it. Take your time.